rotation. So I'm actually looking forward to a very strong game right here. We have to look out for as well the new addition to a team Infused, Respectful. #1 on a load of stats in the league.
It's #1 in Europe.
Too many to list, honestly, but we'll see if he can still find the same kind of success here on Team Infused.
Gets a little bit overzealous though. I mean, we both saw that player poking up to the side. I'm pretty sure he did as well, but opted to go for the camo burn instead of the kill. I mean, I respect it. You get it?
Nice.
You see that?
Because his game tags respect.
There you go.
You're so clever. Nothing goes over my head. I'm clever.
I'm too strong. By reflex, I would catch it. There's a little bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy
I'm
reference
not
there.
a massive fan of that film.
That's because you're a nerd.
What?
Everybody likes that film.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of killing people and stuff, Respectful creeping around in Flowers. Makes his way over through Cafe. Now it's eyes on the prize. He looks onward to Nest. Definitely going to call out that player, but his attention will be turned. Kimbo's going to call for some help. He's got support from Quad. There's no real reason for Respectful to move back there, but he does anyway all the same. Me personally, I would like to kind of see him push up a little bit further. Obviously, any given Sunday, it's anybody's decision. I don't know what I'm talking about compared to this player, because he most certainly does. Hits a hop 4 on SLR. That's going to be Solar. Don't confuse that one with SLG. Unfortunately, Punisher kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place there. Get pincered by 2. Want to see Respectful jumping up. Bags himself a double kill as well, and now they're looking onwards, Harry, for the triple cap.
Yeah, very worrying there for Supremacy that they were so eager to push around to that tram side of the map, honestly, because you know they lost 2 players in the yard, but still they gave up Nest and they pushed round towards tram, around kind of that cinema area, and honestly I'm not sure if that was the right play. If they just sit at Nest right there, they'll give their teammates to snipe their spawn, and if Infused start to get a little bit overzealous and start pushing to that bottom middle as they eventually did, they can easily melt those players in there. So, yeah, a bit of a worrying start there from Supremacy. And now look, the triple cap's in the other team's hand. It's going to be Team Infused, who are in total control of the map right now.
Snakey stays alive and opts to drop down. He's going to get his shields back. Look at the aggression, though. Doesn't even have his full shield and opts to help out his teammate down in bottom mid. Quad will stay alive from the help of Snakey. Now he's going to jump up, grab the camo. Perfect time. Wangs it in his chest, and away we go. Time to do the exact same thing. Again, kill, kill, kill. Down goes one. Second person's there. Looking for some support, though. Needs to be careful of that guy at P1. Is he going to push it? Is he going to tag it up? Yes, he does. So great play. Even if he wouldn't have got that kill, Harry, he would have at least tagged that plot, so it would have been reset. And now look at this rotation. Straight back to the yard because he knows the player in here.
Yep, and he really should push that early, as he actually won't. He's going to leave that for a teammate. And in fact, 3 players have Infused, pushed way too close to the yard right there. And now look on the blue outlines. You've just given Supremacy the Nest. Fair enough, you still have map control, right? You're still going to be kind of pincering them around that area, down by Snipe Lift, down by Hotel, and on that Nest ramp. But you need to make sure you get the slays right here, because if you don't, Supremacy are right back in this game. They can slay you out, they can get bottom middle, and they will have the favorable setup here on Plaza Strongholds.
Snakey finally falls then. Looking at Quad's POV in just a second. No, we're not actually looking at Respectful. That's my bad. I was looking at the kill feed there. So he did pick up one. Kimbo picks up another one as well. So 2 members down here for Supremacy. Could be coming off the respawn in just a second. Respectful, though, putting some great shots at Hotel. He knows his player is going to be creeping. Whips out the shotgun. Says hello, good morning. See you later, Punisher. Also, unfortunately, SLG is going to be forced into a corner, but needs to be careful because these grenades are becoming thick and fast.
Got him!
Sticks him across the map. Blue screen of death. As unfortunately, SLG's visor becomes a little bit blue and it's all full of death. Quad straight round the corner. Going to look onwards down at bottom mid as well. One player's tagging it up. Will they move together, though? He sees another player. His teammate calls for help. 1, 2, 3 members at the moment of Supremacy make that 4. I'll tell you what, they're all going for this hill, Harry. It could cost them in the long run, but finally they actually do get the numbers advantage.
Yeah, they get the numbers advantage and they win that team fight. The worrying thing is there, we swapped over to SLG's point of view. He went down very early, and that's going to give Infused a slight numbers advantage. And if Infused slay the way they do, I mean, you can already see Snakey's got himself the first kill on the board, and now it's going to be 2 down here actually for Supremacy. And the worrying thing is, it's going to be, again, Infused trying to flank around the backside and try and take that Nest away from them. But I really like how Solo didn't actually shoot right there. I wonder if he knows, though, that Respectful is still those shields up there in the Nest, and he's decided to go to bottom middle for no reason right there. That's a really poor decision, in my opinion. If he kills Respectful at the Nest right there, they don't give up the control of the map, and by letting Respectful stay alive right there, that should have been a free kill for Solo. That's a big mistake.
Well, Let's see if they can clean this one up and turn face, because at the moment they are down by a hell of a lot of points, almost 60. You can see down in the corner there, 7 minutes remaining, but the time's ticking on here for Infused. Shot still coming across from Snakey. I'm going to see Respectful. He'll just come in and happily clean up. Clean up duty for him. And another one as well. 1, 2, 3 members of Supremacy. They all hit the tarmac, and I think it's just kind of manage your hills here, let the time go down. The triple cap is in full swing. Several members, though, they're all going to be forced towards that yard area, but that won't matter. Final one, tick across. And you know what? Just a bit of love there as well for team captain SLG. Why not?
Ooh,
That feels the boot from Snakey.
Scary.
It is. I mean, this is kind of what we expected. We talk about that right there. Is France's #1 team. It's not only France's #1 team, but it's one of Europe's top teams. And Infused, we kind of said, we're looking forward to seeing what this team does. I think it's fair to say, Europe's been looking for a calling. It's been looking for a team to kind of step up to Fabi's structure. Before, we had Fabi been the pinnacle of European Halo and just trashing everyone within Halo, in European Halo, excuse me. They did quite well in America, fair enough. You know, they did beat some of the AM teams, and when it was time to kind of step up to the plate, yeah, they really saw why America is surely the best in the world, and it's fair to say that. But we're still looking for the reminiscence of Fabi, a team to take the crown. And for me, it's Infused.
They're using the same recipe as the old Fabi squad did. Get 4 very strong Slayers and work around that, and you can see the slaying performance in that game. Just check it out. It's just kills across the board.
The one thing for me, Harry, it's how little deaths the kills equals.
Yeah.
They all stay alive. Look at Quad, 3. Respectful, standard 4. Snakey, double digits. Fair enough, Kimbo with 7, but how much damage? Please have a lot of damage and don't make me look like an idiot now. Oh, well, no, it's at the bottom. Okay, made me look like an idiot. Anyway, he got the most percentage on accuracy, so GG. But yeah, things not good, especially when your team captain on the opposing side of Supremacy only gets 2 kills.
It was Solo who had 2 kills.
Change your name, Solar. Put an O in that name. Put an O in that game attack, please.
And again, I really hate kind of harping on about one particular play in a game, but it really worries me that Solar's making that kind of decision. You know, when he naded Respectful, he had Respectful absolute no shields, and he decided to go to the bottom middle where there was 2 players full shields. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you not just take the player out at Nest? As long as you keep Nest for your team is still in the game. Instead, maybe he got a call from his team or something. I've got to give him the benefit of the doubt, but going into Eden Slayer, Solo's going to have to step up his game, because those are the type of decisions that Infused will really, really punish you for. And on a map like Eden Slayer, we saw how it escalated in the previous series. Invictus really made the other team work when they had the numbers advantage. You know, it was Vexed. It was Vexed who really just couldn't get into the game once Invictus actually had the control on the map. We did have a false start right there, so you'll come back to us, not some gameplay. But
yeah, they decided to boot up their own map, so
but again,
great stuff from them.
Watch out for those. Yeah, well played. How long have you guys been playing this game? Almost 2 years now. What the hell?
It's not us.
It's not us this time, for once.
It was you last time with Hugh Goosed.
I did not. I'm the only player never to die in Pro League history.
You goosed it in Pro League.
Undefeated in Pro League.
You pulled a Warlord on main stage. Sorry, Stu. I'm never letting you live it down.
Undefeated in Pro League. But yeah, just watch out for Solo.
Adam did it at Worlds.
It was the World's qualifiers.
Adam did it at
Adam
qualifiers.
couldn't make it to Worlds.
Wow.
You said Goose. It was
he said that, Adam.
He said
it.
We're going into
Game is live this time. They have got the right correct map on, so let's dive on in. Respectful's POV kicking it off. Nice aggressive stack. Grenades go down, making sure nobody walks across those stairs or they will be getting lit up. Fam. Sniper rifle. Still there, using the barrel for a little bit of bait. SLG is going to catch him on that one though. Snakey uses it wisely, is forced to go back. I like the play at least. Stay alive, keep your life. Solo comes flying around the corner. He's also going to get shot up though. As we do see Quad, SLG, the man of the hour, the man who has done dangerous things with this weapon before. Can he now at least send Supremacy to a victory in map #2? Keep that dream alive and stop the 4-0. Remember guys, I have said this and I'll keep saying it all season long. Because of the situation where teams only play each other once, map percentage is so crucial.
Dude, words are hard tonight. I think my tongue's in the wrong way. I'm not sure what's happening, honestly.
I blamed that spicy food beforehand.
And also the milkshake.
That as well.
The milkshake's not settling with me too well, but SLG has the sniper, and this is the kind of game type we want to see SLG sniping on, right? We've seen him on Colosseum in the past hit some really nice shots, but this is more of a slower paced game type, right? Where as long as his team's set up around him, he can get as much time as he needs to set up his angles and take those shots. And we've seen him in the past hit some really nice ones, and in recent history, honestly, we haven't seen those kind of shots like we did last season out of SLG, and teams are starting to figure him out a little bit, to the point where he's actually speaking to me about this. His team don't want him to get snipe 100% of the time because he's just getting singled out and getting forced on by the other team, and it's allowing players like Solo to pick up the snipe, and this man certainly can use this weapon as well.
I mean, there's an old saying, if you're good at something, never tell everybody what you're good at.
That's why he keeps blaming me.
Everyone knows what he's good at though. Everyone knows that he's an incredible sniper. You give him that weapon. I mean, this is I think it's safe to say, without his kind of sniping level, they wouldn't have done the damage they've done in Pro League before. They wouldn't have made it to Worlds. Like, he was hitting the world back at the London qualifier. He was absolutely destroying people. Fair enough, it's a team effort, but yeah, I'm going to run with you on that one, Harry. They've kind of figured out that if you take the sniper rifle away from that man, you instantly nerf him.
You do nerf him, but he's also still a very worrisome player. We've seen him in the past on maps like Truth put some ridiculous damage down at Finny Princess.
Has he changed his tags?
Loving the stream. New graphics are awesome.
Finny, we love you too, bro.
That's not Finny.
Is it not Finny?
It's not Finny.
It's gotta be
I don't
Finny.
want to talk about it.
Okay, never mind then, we won't. I'll leave you to it.
Yep.
And yours. It's going to be some meme from your stream, no doubt.
It is a meme.
You are a meme. You're a Ooh, angle. Please hit him. Nope. You missed. Norwin. Come on, Norwin. You can do better than that. I believe. This guy is a beast.
I missed full season
Oh!
Norwin. Okay, there he is. He
Doesn't miss quad, though.
No, certainly not. I do miss full season Norwin, though. But that was still a lovely shot. New sniper is actually on the field, as you heard the announcer just say. So, Supremacy, they're already in a really good position in this game. They're up by 4, which means Infused have to slay all 4 players of them to just tie this game up. If they can get another sniper in their possession, they can start picking some more faces, but this isn't good, as SLG is getting caught out by the Infused players. And look at this collapse now. They've slayed 2 in a row, and they could make it 3 right here with Fragger, and surely he will go down, and he does.
And unfortunately doesn't even trade one off. I thought if he might be able to get that player, they at least could keep this a tight game. Unfortunately, in fact, they've actually still got the lead. Excuse me, I thought it was the other way around. If you're still down by 1, trade off for trade off. SLG will take out Respectful. Kimbo with a double with the sniper as well. This is the man who can do damage. There's the triple. Looking for that over. We can see it on the player outlines. He's going to find it. Unfortunately, going to be a little bit too late.
Should have flown out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just go for it.
Yeah,
Montage.
Fly out, slide, and then stabilize. You get that extra little bit of height. He could have seen the heads. That's really poor play from Kimbo. Really poor.
Wonderboy Halo, the stats that'll get you montaging?
Yes, sir.
There we go then. Everything kind of quieted down. Oh, well, that was Solar with a no scope again. Another person. That's the second time somebody's literally lost the face on this map in both series now, just with a straight up no scope to the dome. Yeah, Snaky with the OS though.
Twice in a row as well, I was about to say. And he's been a really key factor in this game, because don't forget, there was a point in this game where Infused were down by 4. Now look, they're up by 2. And part of it has been them getting this overshield, but the majority of it has been Snaky and the boys collapsing, all firing their guns on the French squad. And they really just seem shell-shocked whenever Infused seem to be pushing Supremacy. So I'd like to see them take the fight to Infused a little bit, and it looks like that's what one of the players is trying to do, but he's going to be singled out and outnumbered. That's SLG going down, Kimbo with 2, and Kimbo could get even more. That's 3 in a row, another triple for Kimbo. I do believe the overkill might be around this corner. It doesn't quite get it.
Oh, unlucky, because that could have... yeah,
a kill tack.
Really could have been a kill tack.
If it was even an overkill, it could have still been. It could have still just been his triple.
I was watching the kill feed. I do think you were right though. I think he was very close to grabbing it. Punisher and SLG working tandem, hand in hand. They were going to push up on his right hand side, so he needs to be careful because he has no support. All of his team have run away, and the game's starting to slow down just a little bit more. Snaky hit with a grenade right in front of Kimbo's eyes. He's going to turn around, spin, make sure he watches this stairwell. Just as it always happens, the second you look away, a player appears. It's just, how many times does it happen in your career where you'll just be watching a corner, the second you look away, he just pokes his head out. Respectful misses that beatdown. SLG happily accepts, but he will be taking out quad on Solar there. 3 members alive are Infused, all here, but still, I've got to say, Harry, it's still quite a close game. 4 kills. Fair enough, it's 5-6 minutes remaining, but not over yet for this team.
It's not over yet, definitely. I mean, they're only 5 kills down. If they get the next overshield, which looks like Infused again seems to be setting up for, I believe it's going to be either Snaky or Respectful here to grab it. And if they can break this spell of possession of overshields for Team Infused, then they can definitely get back in this game. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd consecutive overshield for them. So the next objective for Supremacy, make sure they get the first kill and then grab that sniper and get out of dodge with it, because this man with the extra shields is going to put pressure on like white on rice, man. This guy just goes relentlessly when he has that extra little bit of shields, and that's a scary thought.
It really is. I mean, he's getting hunted down with the noob combo. It's not going to make any difference. He's going to accept this challenge. Oh,
dear.
A little bit overconfident.
Yep.
I mean, God, look at the scoreline. You can now and again, you can have a bit of a, you can challenge that. You can go for it, which is exactly what he did. Fair enough, it didn't end in his favour, but there's only 5 minutes of regular play remaining. 7-kill lead here for Team Infused. They're all pushing up as a team. Snaky gets one. SLG finds his target from the previous time when we actually didn't get it, and all of a sudden, just a tiny little red dot just appears on that radar, so he knows where this player is. Yeah,
this whole rotation from Kimbo I thought was because he has a sniper in his possession. He actually does, but looks like that actually, no, it wasn't even out of ammo. It was actually still in place. So I was wondering why Kimbo wasn't using a sniper right there, but he's definitely going to call that out to his team, or might even go back for it himself, and he most certainly will. So
wow, he's new.
Whole rotation, that whole rotation was because Kimbo wanted to get away from danger with this weapon, and now he's at red with no pressure around him and can take long-range shots with that weapon and just edge Infused a little bit closer to that winning point at 50 kills. But he will be taken down at Red Bend, and now it looks like it's going to be Fragger to find the sniper, and he won't even find it in the end.
It's going to be interesting what they do with this, because that was kind of a little bit of a blessing in disguise. All 3 players died simultaneously at once. Sniper rifle were dropped, but no one's kind of picked it up yet. I'm not seeing it. You know, if a player had picked it up, it'd be appearing next to their player icon.
See it. He's found it.
Hooray. Finally. And look at how many bullets you've been blessed with, Fragger. Now it's time to find some faces. Now it's time to bring this game back. Goes for the... Might have hit that second one. I thought he'd actually tagged him up. I thought whether he had a reminiscence of an OS or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that was the case. I honestly saw 2 hit markers. So, yeah, bit of an unfortunate kind of situation there for Fragger. Got the 2 hit markers, but didn't quite get the kill. And now with Snaky with an overshield, only 1 kill to go. This is game 2 going in favor of Infused.
Yep, that's going to be GG. Infused 50 to 40 points. Nice 10-kill lead there, but certainly I kind of, mentioned it earlier on, they didn't go down without a fight, 10 kills, it's all right, it's okay, but you've not been staked, you've not been completely beaten into submission, so to speak. Some nice kills coming out from both sides. I'll look at Solar's stats as well, turning things around, Harry, in comparison to the previous game.
Yeah, much better. Not too many deaths from him, and also the most kills on his team as well. But, yeah, I mean, when you're not coming out with a win, you have to look then as a team, right? I mean, we have to give a little bit of stick to Fragger, right? I mean, 6 and 13 in a Slayer, those stats, not good enough if you want to win the game. But when you're going up against Infused, look at these kills, man. 15, 12, 12, 11. There's no weak link on that team. Snaky, fair enough. Again, he doesn't have the most kills on his team, but look at those assists. So many times we speak about Snaky being a player who just constantly puts damage down. And once again, it's him with the most assists on his team and 11 kills as well. So he wasn't sandbagging. He was certainly putting out the stats in the assist column as well.
Which is kind of what we want to see from this roster, and we expected it to, to be aggressive. Oh, look at the damage.
Most damage in the game, despite getting the least kills on his team. This is what we're talking about, Snaky, man. Some people might think he's a little bit out of place on this roster, and a lot of people said, hey, why isn't Snaky getting dropped instead of Batchford? But we're seeing right there, Snaky is the glue to this team. He puts so much damage down, and the boy can slay as well.
Yeah. GG's Vex now 2-1 in the EU Pro League going forward into the final week. HCS, Mr. Jimbo, GPK, obviously looking for that 3rd win to try and stamp his name on a ticket to Atlanta. We'll find out next week in our back-to-back weeks 4 and 5. But right now we're moving into game number 3 of week number 3, match 2. Truth, capture the flag. I'm just trying to think how this one's going to play out. Honestly, I mean, we've seen what damage Supremacy can do on a map like this.
Yes.
However, this was before we saw, the sword has now been taken off, for instance.
This game, when they played in the scrim, which Supremacy actually won, despite being outslayed quite heavily. I think they were outslayed by 70 kills or something overall in the scrim, but still won 7-6. This was a game that they actually won in this series. It was 3-2, so 5 captures in 4 minutes. So both these teams like to play this game type very aggressively. They know when to capitalize when they get the kills. So I'm expecting a very fast-paced game here on Truth Capture the Flag for game number 3. And if Supremacy want to get back in this series, this is one they need to win, really, because they're quite good at rig strongholds. But if you lose Truth Capture the Flag, you're down 3-0 in a series against Infused, who
take no prisoners.
They take no prisoners and have the best slayers in the league. You can't be in that position. To give yourself a fighting chance, you have to win this next game.
One person we don't really speak much about is Quad. First time back at the London qualifier was the first time he played, I believe, at a LAN event.
Very true.
This is his first time in Pro League, and at the moment, he's definitely showing why he deserves to be there, and he's currently on... Why are you giggling?
Well, I was giggling to myself because he spent 2 or 3 seasons in the open circuit, grinded out. Now look where he is. Best team in Europe.
Proves it works. Just stick at it and crack on, and honestly, it pays off, you know? Badger kind of did the same. He's another player that just says, right, I want this thing to work. We saw him starting getting his name out there. Played with, I believe it was Lethal back at the Last Chance qualifier, which he was defeated by, which you cast, I think it was Excel.
It was Excel, 2016 Halo World Champs qualifier, yeah, you're right.
And since from them, he's just been trucking on, and lo and behold, he has a very good shot at going to DreamHack Atlanta, and this is what happens when you just keep on playing, sticking with your team. And you know what? Supremacy, another kind of proves in the pudding. Stick with your team, stick it out, play, get practice, get better, and eventually you will reap the rewards. Respectful's POV to kick this one off. Unfortunately, Stick doesn't find its target there. We'll see that player drop as he will fall. Snaky comes in with a hot 5. Quad also, at the moment, I'm just looking at that death screen. Bodies falling all over. Quad, though, going in. Solo, unfortunately, just... I am not going in there.
Imagine dropping from top middle to the courtyard thinking, hey, I'm going to flank basement, boys. Don't worry, I've got a great flank.
That didn't work.
2 people in front of me. They shouldn't be here. Yeah, that was really unfortunate.
The question is, though, should he be more aware of those spawns?
I think it was the right idea. It's very tough to try and calculate the spawns on this map, honestly, because those basement spawns can really happen when your team are actually pushing that top flag. Speaking of the flag, it's SLG with the flag. They got the 2 kills in the base, and now it's 1-0 in the first minute just about. So this is what we were talking about. Both these teams, when they get the slays on the board and then not countered, they will happily start running flags. We saw actually a carbine run there from Supremacy. Very rare to see in the EU Pro League, and it's worked out for them. Very good reading of the situation from them, and it's actually going to be 3 down here for Team Infused, Respectful for last alive.
As Harry mentioned, 1, 2, 3, they go down. Respectful answers back. Fragger, he will be sentenced to death over here in P2. Solar jumps up top mid. He's got help from Punisher as well, who's pushing in hard, forcing Respectful into a corner. He's still alive, though, but you know what? He didn't expect this challenge, but his teammate did. That's going to be his team captain, SLG. Sees him outside the window. Snaky tries to take control of P3, but unfortunately, he will be dropped. Also, SLG, though, look at the aggression. He's got Quad to his left. Needs to be careful. I don't believe Quad's actually seen him. In fact, he doesn't see him because he's dead. Respectful comes in. SLG's in a prime position to try and make something happen here. He can defend the flag, but I tell you what, Kimbo, what a cracking kill from him to get him out of the base.
Yeah, I really like the flag there from SLG. When you're pushing into basement, you're not just flanking the enemy team, you're also blocking those spawns. And when you have teammates pushing in from that pink side, you're guaranteeing the spawn pretty much at bubble. And if you win the teamfight at bubble, you're pretty much guaranteed a flag capture, because then you can just run the flag knowing they're going to spawn basement, or even bubble again if you manipulate the spawns correctly. So yeah, very smart flank there from SLG, but it was Infused. Again, their slaying power just paying dividends, and now look, they have the first 2 kills, making the first 3 kills, and now Respectful can start moving this flag. This really should be all tied up 1-1, unless SLG can make a play.
Oh, he's creeping though. He's got camo, goes for the beatdown, unfortunately hits the shoulder. Respectful will be allowed to stay alive. Grenade comes in, but it's too late. We're all tied up. Quad seals the deal, shoves it in the back of the net. Double kill comes in out of Respectful. He's hunting the triple. Unfortunately, he's all tagged up, though. Those grenades come in. He will go down. Punisher forced to rotate back. 1 player inside Eden. He goes out, and now he's following his teammate. That's going to be Fragger also. 2 players challenging Quad. Jumps over the grenade. Nice cheeky peek from him. And there is the trade-off. But unfortunately, Solar, he's also tied up quite heavily. Brandon, a.k.a. Respectful, last man standing over here on the Eli himself as he drops down. Also, Kimbo, though, is in a very, very nice prime position to allow his teammates to come in and then work towards him.
So you saw the red outline there, just lift up from the basement. Again, we're seeing that basement flank from both teams, but looks like the basement spawns actually come in once again here for Supremacy, but thanks to Quad actually lifting up right there, he's able to flank behind the spawners themselves. So yeah, this is a bit of a scrappy flag run at the moment, honestly, but respectful unless he chokes the flag. That really should have been a capture right there. I don't know whether or not this stall might come back to haunt him because he's still rallying this flag, but if Kimbo goes down before he can pound this flag in, which he won't, then Supremacy could have maybe countered that flag. That was almost a misplay there from Brandon Snows.
Yeah, it was rather unlucky. It was a bit of a lifeline there for Team Supremacy, but unfortunately they just didn't see it through. The teamwork of Team Infused came in hot. Fragger with a double we're just seeing now on the kill feed. Grenade goes down, will not find a target at all, not even a hit marker. So Respectful's allowed to stay alive, does try to get a death nade off. That's not going to connect with any target. That flag is down underneath the base. The players are trying to rally this one back. It's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a dead flag. And I like the play. Back off, survive, live again to fight another day. Take on 2-1, which they will. He will fall. One player comes rushing in. Bad mistake. Lovely work from Punisher. That could be a triple for him. He's on for it. Doesn't get it, but that doesn't matter because your team captain helps you out. This could be 2-2. So long as they cover that left-hand side. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
a missed flag.
I was going to say, yo, if they score this flag, it's all from the work from SLG and Punisher, just working in tandem and making the flag happen. But yeah, you're right, it's so unlucky. He just couldn't quite pick up the flag and the return's going to come in. That's heartbreaking because that really should be all tied up. That would have been a capture 100% if he doesn't miss that flag. So, wow, that really is just a small mistake that's costing Supremacy, and that could be the tail of their season so far. Think back to week 1 when they played Invictus. It was small mistakes. Fair enough, they lost 4-0 and they were outclassed in the games by Invictus, but small mistakes. If small instances went differently, if small team fights went in their favor, they would have taken games in that series and potentially pushed on from there. So, oh, if they lose this game, you'll definitely have to ruin that missed flag right there from Punisher. But he is still alive, but doesn't trade off with Respectful right there.
Do you want to know stat line?
Go on.
You miss 100% of the flag captures, you don't pick up.
You're the worst kind of person. Don't even bring those stats in my house. Because Respectful's putting the flag in.
There you have it. Over. Speaking of 100%, they'll be seeing that one through as they capture the third and final flag. Fourth one is the game as they see that one out 3-1. And it really is heartbreaking. That was, I don't want to say cost them the game, but certainly would have been more of a game.
Yep, I think it did.
That's rough.
I think it cost them that game. I mean,
super rough.
Look at it. The stats across the board pretty much identical. I mean, fair enough. Again, we have one of the Supremacy players just lagging behind a little bit, but you just have to think.
Upsetting, isn't it?
If he picks up that flag, because he's going full momentum, full pace right there, he's going to get that flag so far. It was a guaranteed capture, and from that point on, you're tied up 2-2. Your team is probably still slaying in the Infused base. You're making Infused come back to their own base to try and clear out their, their home base. So I think Supremacy roll from there if they capture that flag. Obviously, a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas depends on how the players play in the team fights, but I still reckon Supremacy would have had the map control after that capture and could have maybe rolled another flag capture after that. So it's heartbreaking.
It's ifs and buts, man. I mean, it's the curse of being a caster. We can always say,
no ifs, no buts,
what
no
if,
coconuts.
What if? What, pardon?
No ifs, no buts, no coconuts.
Why would you want coconuts in a game of Halo?
Exactly. No ifs, no buts, no coconuts.
What?
No coconuts.
I know, I'm just questioning you just for fun of it. It's your little face. Whenever you question him and he gets confused, it's like just watching a child. I love you, really. I'm gonna stroke your leg. There you go. Ooh. Anyway, the rig on Strongholds may potentially be the fourth and final game of this second best of 7. Could this be the lifeline that Supremacy need to get back in this series, or will Infused? Man, I honestly think they will do. They just probably want to seal this deal and just kind of shut out Supremacy's chance of going to Atlanta. Now, it's not over yet for them. They've still got another 2 weeks to battle it on. But I tell you what, losing this one, it makes that journey just a little bit harder.
If they win this next game, the game types are certainly doable for them to come back in this series.
Why do you say that?
Coliseum Slayer, after this, SLG gets himself a snipe and he fires like full season SLG did. They can win that game. They control the power weapons on the map, they win the game.
SLGG.
Fathom capture the flag, everyone's least favorite capture the flag game type. Infused, they probably might just let their mind slip from them in that game type, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a game 7. So if they win this, it's certainly doable, but we've seen so far this series, one of the Supremacy members in every single game has been letting the side down. When they played this game type in the scrim, it was 2 of them. Solar and Punisher had just 9 and 7 kills between them, whereas Fragger and SLG had 19 and 18. So that was a game they only lost by 5 points. One player for Supremacy cannot be dragging their heels in this game. They have to be pulling their weight. And so far, it looks like SLG is going to be the spark for the team as he almost gets 2 in a row. Well,
I'm pretty sure that Infused win this map. They are booking their tickets to Atlanta, baby. So they went, oh, didn't see the camo guy. So one player falls with Railgun. That's going to get thrown off the map, I do believe. Unless one player picked it up. No, he didn't. He's gone. That is eliminated. Kimbo still creeping around with a scatter shot. You can see in the left-hand side, misses the bullet. He will get punished for it, but unfortunately no one's there to support him. He gets shown up. One player goes flying through the air. That's going to be Fragger. And I'll tell you what, Respectful shoots him down in blazing glory fashion with that scatter shot. Another player just completely unaware. Why are you walking away from a player and not listen to your team?
I honestly didn't think he expected Respectful to challenge that, to be him even looking in his direction. He thought Respectful would be out of dodge, but Respectful with the game sense, trust in his team. Look at the chemistry from Team Infused already. But speaking of that, all 4 down for Team Infused, and now it looks like it's going to be Supremacy rolling on total control. Solar here needs to back up. He needs to rotate round to this kind of area right here, get height on this basement stronghold, because he knew all of those Infused players would be spawning at Carbine, and when they spawn there, if you're stuck around barrels, if you're stuck around basement, you're practically a free first kill for the other team. So very smart play there from Solar. This is the kind of decision making I want to see him making for the rest of this series. If his team are going to force this game 7, he needs to be making all the right calls. Unfortunately, was sandwiched by 2 players right there and couldn't really win that situation. There was no way of him getting out of that, but I really like the smart rotation back there from Solar. Fair enough, it didn't work out, but he keeps doing that, his team have a chance.
You know, it's easier said than done, killing Respectful. It's easier for me as a caster to say kill him. And, you know, but the amount of times Respectful is just allowed to do whatever the hell he wants to these teams, it's far too much. They've got to learn to put a leash on him. They've got to learn to shut him down and don't let him get away. If you see him, don't leave him be. Make sure you end that man's life, because if not, he's going to end yours. The amount of times, you know, Respectful has single-handedly won games, Harry, because he's just been allowed to play his own game and do his own thing. I really would have thought that teams by now would have learned that they need to take out the Wild Brandon Stones, but once again, he's just allowed to play his own game and just kind of walk away with things. SLG and his teammate Solar, they will at least clamp 1. They're still in the lead here, which is nice. Fair enough, it looks like that, you know, for the last few minutes or so, the Slayers have been going in the hands of Supremacy, so they are doing things well. They are starting to play this game, but if it's noticeable again, it's always these strongholds maps. The French love a good strongholds.
Yeah, and they're very good at this one too. Check out the slaying performance again. 3 kills in favor of the French squad. 30 points ahead. If they get this triple cap, there is still a player alive. I think it's not Snaky, it's going to be Respectful here actually. So as soon as they start grabbing this basement, he's going to try to get the first kill and then push down to that basement. Him not getting that kill right there means he's going to forget about basement right here. He's just going to stay alive and wait for his team to try and contest. And there it is. It's the help from Snaky. And Respectful will get the reset with the double. Perfect chemistry between Team Infused. And that's how you get back in the game. Triple kill from Respectful. Lovely patience and great teamwork from Team Infused. Amazing.
I'm just checking my head. No shields. Has no fear to jump out on no shields and get the kill. He's shot on point every time. There's another one as well in front of him. Quad will come out and steal that, unfortunately, but the man has no fear, and the man has so much trust in his own ability and so much belief in his own shot. He is not scared to challenge anybody, and at the moment, he's just showing why he's the #1 player in Europe, why he's kind of a step above and beyond everybody else. And now the rest of Europe, oh, that tagged both players. They're both really badly hurt. One player's like, oh, I'm getting the hell out of here. Opts to run away. SLG on the opposing side doesn't get tagged up. Punisher comes flying around the corner. Now he's got no real close quarter weapon though, so he needs to be careful. I think that scatter shot's all out of bullets. So he's only got 1 shot, 1 opportunity. No memes, just dreams. Can he find the target? Of course he can. There we have it. Last one's in the chamber. Second bullet's there as well.
All weapons
tags him up, but it doesn't matter.
Yep, no ammo for Brown and Stones. Let's see what he can do. Now he's on a level playing field with everyone else in the game. He's got no bullets to play with. Let's see if he can still make some kills happen. His team are slaying around him though. I mean, check it out. 3 kills again in favor of Infused. They are right back in this game, and this is how quickly this game type can turn when the other team is slaying the hell out of you. It's really hard to get back in the game. Look at them, just running in twos, running in duos, and just trusting each other, listening to the call-outs and just making sure they're cleaning up the kills. This is what Infused are doing right now, and players like Respectful are being given so much freedom by Supremacy. They're not keeping tabs on them, they're not calling them out, and, well, they might be calling them out, but they're certainly not cleaning them up. And look at the total control for Infused. They were down by 40 in this game, around that, and now look, they're up by 4, about to get another triple cap with Fragger, the last alive, just about salvaging a stronghold for his team.
Jumps over one player's head. They've still not managed to find him and target him and pinpoint him yet. Kimbo will be down in white hole, grenades will go down, no hit markers will be found. That one player we're speaking about will be Quad. He's opted to run onto back rail and down the opposing end near the stairwell. Doesn't have no support, so a bit of a man between a rock and a hard place. However, he comes out on top. He's got the DMR. We're speaking about these weapons, how people just opt in to grab a BR, grab a DMR. They're on the map, use them, abuse them. Well, unfortunately, the other team will do against you. Railgun straight into the hands of Snaky. Snaps SLG's face off behind a corner. Cracking shot coming out of the team captain here. Now he's looking downwards. You can see that BR base is ticking away. Will put down a grenade. He'll get bounced behind, which he doesn't. Got to be careful of this one player, though, and I like the fact that that player there on the stairwell has been called out. I
honestly have to question Supremacy's power-up and power weapon control in this game. After the game, we'll check out on the scoreboard the power weapon kills between the two teams. We've barely seen any railgun or scatter shot play from Supremacy, and every single time we've been on an Infused player's point of view, they've had one of those 2 weapons or power-ups. So that, I think, is telling the story of the game. It's definitely told the story of the comeback so far. Supremacy, they have to bound together right here. They have to make sure they are working in tandem, but Snaky stepping up for the team captain going completely clutch right now for his team. A killing spree is finally ended, but guess what? It's Quad again with another power weapon in his possession. Supremacy, they've got to keep tabs on these weapons, otherwise this series is going to be over before you know it. That's what happens when you don't get the power weapons, boys.
Quad, what a nuisance he's been this game on back rail. Every time we've gone to his POV, he's just been creeping around here and just being a complete nuisance to Supremacy. Again, another player that they've not really managed to fully grasp and fully shut down, and he's just been a bit of a pain in the backside, to be honest with you. Now all 3 players are going to be moving over to basement. Now they can try and make something happen. They've got to dive in there now, though. They've got to get some kills, and they've got to grab some time. Quad on the opposing side, well, he's got other plans. He thinks, well, you know what, let him have basement. I honestly don't care. We'll just either push a triple for a few seconds, or we'll just keep 2. Honestly, it don't matter. They need 6 more ticks, and they are going to Atlanta.
Yeah, key thing right here is going to be Supremacy getting the nest and then going back to the basement. They need to make sure they keep a hang of the nest and the basement pretty much for the rest of the game. Otherwise, Infused, they are going to America. 2 kills for Infused, 2 kills for Supremacy. So now it's about the decision making. What the 2 duos do, Solar there doesn't quite get the Spartan charge off, but look at the outlines, look at the rotations coming in here from Infused. They know they're pretty much only 1 stronghold away from going to America, and they're triple capping the nest. That's such a perfect play call. Thank you, player outline, seeing the play call come in there for Team Infused. All 3 players flooding that stronghold. They're on 99, they get the BR base, and they're going to America.
DreamHack Atlanta, Infused are coming for you. The boys in red, they're going to America 4-0, 100 points, 277.
Am I going to America?
No. You're bad.
Yeah.
You cut me off again.
Sorry.
We spoke about this.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Can't wait till Gaskin comes back. Anyway, there you have it. We'll bring up the stats screen in just a second to show you how this one all played down. Quad, not only 19-9, Harry. Look at the strongholds captured. Look at how many times he was back and forth. Just being a pain in the backside to Supremacy. That's, for the young man who's just kind of been, you know, appointed onto this roster, and as you mentioned, worked his way through the ranks. Like, it's insane.
I wanted to see the power weapon kills.
Hashtag blame the players.
Why do you guys back out of the lobby? You guys know we got a job to do, right? Hopefully I can see it.
You have a job?
I'll see if it, yeah.
We're going to try and bring it. Oh, I see what you're doing. See, Harry kind of knows how to kind of
fandangle this stuff.
He kind of knows what he's doing. Kinda.
Nope.
But no, congratulations, Team Infused. They've done it.
No
They're going.
stats.
No stats.
I can tell you now, there's a shed load of power weapon kills for Infused. Basically none for Supremacy.
Yeah. Story of the game, man. Feels bad. And not only did they get defeated, it was in 4-0 fashion, so not even a single map to kind of tally up on that map percentage win.
That does feel bad. Especially when it's going to come to the end of the season where they're already 1-2. If they lose another series against a team that is kind of around their level of play, then maybe they could be missing out on a trip to America. There could be a certain tiebreaker situation. I mean, you think of Team XL, if they start winning games, if they start winning series, they have the map wins against teams like Vexed, who are towards the top of the league at the moment as well. So, yeah, that's unfortunate for Supremacy. I expected a much closer affair, but the new look Team Infused looked just positively scary. I mean, they never really looked in doubt in that series. The slaying performance on the rig, that was just magical to watch. It was fantastic. No one really looked out of place. No one looked out of depth. Everyone seemed in sync with each other. It was great. It was fluid Halo, and despite being down early on the rig, they still had the composure to come back, and that's what's very scary about this Team Infused squad. I honestly would love to see them rematched against Team Invictus, but fortunately that's not the case because we only play each other once in the regular season. So Team Infused is so scary.
Yeah, it's good. And I think what annoys me most about Supremacy is I know what these guys are like when they go to an event. I really want to see them make DreamHack because honestly I think they could do well. You know, there is a demon inside these lads. When they go to events, and it's just the story of the friendship happens every time, without fail, every single time. Stick them in a LAN environment, and the real players, the real Supremacy, the real French gods, it shines through. Solar is a prime example. You know, in fact, the worst one on that team is Punisher. When Punisher gets to the LAN environment, you see Punisher. Yep. He's the Slayer. He doesn't show it online, but when you stick him on the main stage, top Slayer without question every time.
Yep, agreed. Just him and Fragga are a 1-2 combo that online sometimes don't put up their best statistics, but when they come to that live event environment, they're different players, and you're right. So I agree with you. I'd like to see them out there in Atlanta because looking at some of the teams in the EU Pro League might struggle against kind of those top amateur teams that they will likely be playing against in the championship bracket coming up, you know, because the EU Pro teams, they're going to have targets on their backs going over to Atlanta because America are not happy. But you know what?
They've got a big, it's a big plate to step up to when you're going into that champ bracket.
They should be Pro League teams.
It's good.
If you want to be in the champ bracket, you've got to be a Pro League team. You shouldn't be in the open bracket.
Dude, you know, that relegation is going to be...
straight fire.
Wow. It's going to be amazing. Live relegation, it's going to be absolutely incredible.
We'll have a Supremacy there. Oxygen Supremacy.
Shut up. Anyway, unfortunately, we can't get Norwin dialed in. He's having a few issues, potentially. So no interview. Sorry about that, guys. We'll try. We'll see if we can get him later on. We'll try and do one later on. If we can, we will do. We will try in the back.
It's because you mispronounced his name earlier on.
How is it?
Norwin Leguludek.
Pardon?
Norwin Leguludek.